All-Star Lacrosse. Grow the game and treat it well.
You're naughty.
I'm the dude, man.
What's up, guys? Today I'm going to do a review on the Surgeon 500, the STX Surgeon 500 gloves. So the first time I saw them was maybe a month before release at a lacrosse shop around us. I saw them in gray, and before I even tried them on, I fell in love. They are designed with the Attackman in mind, which only makes sense. I believe this is the first Attackman-focused glove, which is hard to believe. Goalies have position-specific gloves, goalie gloves, with the different padding in the thumbs and whatnot. Attackman, you know, they are always have defenders on their hands. I mean, that's something you hear any coach yell 30 times a game. On his hands, you know. So to never have thought, hey, maybe we should make an Attackman glove, that seems a little dense to me. It's like when you figure out something after doing it for years, all of a sudden it dawns on you, hey, I could do it like this, and it's way easier. And you're like, why didn't I think of that before? The ketchup and mustard and condiments in general, with now that the cap is on the bottom and you store them like this, so the good stuff is always right there when you don't have to shake it and all this stuff. Why didn't we think of that before? Same thing, I'm sure. You know, it's awesome that they finally did think of it, and STX has done it, and they've done it well, but an Attackman glove seems obvious now, but I guess it wasn't before. I never thought of it before. It'll work for all positions, obviously. You know, it's got some real strategic padding that will benefit an Attackman, but, you know, a midi inverting is an Attackman. A midi with an LSM, you know, playing heavy, not just Attackman gloves. Defenders can wear these. My kid wore them in a tournament. He wasn't used to the less seams on the palms, so he's like, it seems weird. And he's wearing really broken in Roams, so he's like, I love them. They're comfortable and there's a lot of movement, but I can't wear them because I'm so used to these. It was the first game of a tournament, and he was like, I gotta go back, because he just felt a little off trying new gloves. If you're gonna wear new gloves, definitely start out in practices. You know, it's hard to have new gear in a game. So he wore them 1 or 2 games, and you know, his honest review was, I love them, but I can't wear them right now because we're in this tournament, and that makes sense. So my little guy wore them in a practice. He for years wore size 13 Brian Messiahs, which were huge on him. But he's like, no, this is what I like. I like huge. He gets things in his head. When he was little, he had the heaviest short stick I've ever felt. And he loved it. He was like, you know, more tape, more weight. Thing weighed a ton. But he's like, I'm like, let me set you up a lighter stick. He's like, no, I like heavy. And the same thing got in his head with gloves. He had these gray Brian Messiahs that looked awesome, and he started getting used to them, and they were big and floppy. But he's like, I love them. And so finally I saw some Mac Daddy 4s on sale. I was like, I am getting you these in your size. They're cheap enough that if you hate it, fine. So he tried them out. He's like, oh, they're so tight. Ah. But then after a week, he was like, Dad, you're right. My size is so much better on me. Duh. These are a size 13. And they're perfect on me, too big on him. So he wore them in one practice, couldn't hang, felt too floppy for him. He said they're awesome. The movement, the dexterity is unreal. But he's now used to smaller gloves, so they're mine. Sweet. So let's talk about these gloves. So the first thing I noticed when I got them is this ISO thumb. And you see these carbon fiber shield pieces on these 2 sections of the thumb, and what that's for, you know, obviously more protection, but also if a pole is slapping or poking the hands, you know, this hard surface is just going to make those blows glance off, which is very cool, very good idea. I really like that. I kind of want to see it in more places. If it, you know, it's light enough and it's strong enough that if they could integrate it in slightly more places so slaps just do less, there's less traction for the stick. So maybe in the future we'll see more of that. Also on the inside of the finger, the outside of the index finger, it's got these extra pads. And what you'll notice is that this is very cool to me. There's no seam here. So they've rolled the seam up inside somehow, and you don't feel it inside. It's just as nice and smooth as ever, but they were able to put some extra padding there because they had more room to work with right there. Awesome job. Little gusset right there adds to your thumb movement. Very nice. The palm is smooth. So there's this one big seam, but other than that, I mean, there's no seams. Whereas a glove like the Roams, I mean, the Roams are great gloves. I love them. But look at all the different seams in here. You know, so it kind of maybe takes away from stick feel. They have these pads coming down from the top, which is nice, but you know, it's a total different technology the way they did it. So there's, see that seam there, non-existent here. And when we look at an older glove, like the Mac Daddy 4, you still have the tags on them. And they've got these little pads here, but these are very, I mean, not a lot of protection. Now, granted, this is an older glove. Thumb in this thing is just so stiff. Yeah, it's like, it feels like you're wearing astronaut gloves. And these, I like these. Once they're broken in, my younger son wears Mac Daddy 4s, and he really likes his. But there's just, you know, the difference is unbelievable in terms of mobility. These are hard to move. I mean, I'm getting one of those like wrist or finger exercises, like those things guitar players use. Do that. It's hard work to move in these, and these it absolutely is not. The Roams, I don't really want to put these on. They're so stinky, but I'm gonna. Ew, these are really broken in, and I can see why he loves them. Oh man. So the thumb in the Roams, what are these? Roam NXTs. It was not this mobile in the beginning, but he has really worked these in. Oh no, there's a hole. Bad news. My previous favorite gloves were the STX G22s, but look at the size of these things. These pads, I mean, they're well padded, but good Lord, they're giant. And these are 13s compared to these 13s. These are nuts. I mean, they are so big, but this material was nice, felt nice, but there's always a hole right there, first place to go. So yeah, the gloves have come a long way since the G22s. I still love the G22s, but I would say they are not my favorite glove anymore. I think the Surgeon 500 is absolutely my favorite glove. The cuff this is not a floating cuff, so I know a lot of guys, my younger son included, would, you know, on a stoppage, he would just flip his wrist like this and make his hand come out of here so he could adjust whatever he needed to, pull up socks, reset the mouth guard, anything, and then just, you know, one-handed he was able to put it back in. Can't do that with these because this is all connected, but you can go this way. So it's, you know, just a matter of changing it up a little bit. Inside here, this is very cool, climate control, you can see that. This is where you can put those little heat packs, slide those right in there, warm your hands. That's amazing. That's a good idea. We don't really have that issue in California so much. So let's see what else. Did I mention these floating knuckles here? So these are not attached. Like when, you know, here, that's all locked in on the MD4s. And the Roams, you know, all locked into the top of the hand, top of the glove. But on these, you've got your individual segmented knuckle pieces, but right there, that piece is floating, which really helps with this. So if you look here when I make a fist, look at that curve. That's beautiful. That's like a regular fist. So there's so much mobility. They're very well padded, but they move so well. So let's look at that with the G22s. See how there's no real curve. It just pops this section up, and that's also the same thing, the floating knuckles, but it's done much better now in the modern era. I don't even remember what year these came out. These are premier gloves. These are what I would consider top of the line, very like premier level gloves. And the price tag is $159, which is awesome. The new Rabel gloves by Warrior, $239 is insane. The Maverick M3, which is a step down from the Rome RX3, the M3s are $129, and that's a decent glove. That's a good glove, okay price. Warrior Burns are $139, those aren't bad. Surgeons, like I said, are $159. The Rome RX3s, which are, I don't like them as much as the Rome NXTs, but they are $189, which seems a little steep to me. The Brian Kings, okay glove. I mean, pretty comfortable, pretty protective. There are parts in it that rub my fingers the wrong way. I don't know if I've got weirdly shaped fingers or not, but those are $199. That seems too much. Glove prices have been steadily going up, and Warrior has jumped the shark, so to speak, with their pricing. I know that to get Rabel's name on them, it's going to cost more, but $239 for gloves is insane. And I'm not a STX. I know I'm wearing an STX hat. I love this hat because I was born in 1970. It says STX 1970. So STX and I were born in the same year. Basically, we're ancient. But I'm not, I'm not beholden to any one company. Warrior, I like Warrior. A lot of people give them a hard time for their advertising campaigns, or they did. I don't know if they've toned it back or not, but hey, I think they're fun. They, the edgy. There's always got to be an edgy company in the mix, and they've kind of filled that bill. But $239 for gloves, that's bonkers. So if you have a choice, definitely try them on. You may try on the $239 and be like, that's exactly for me, because everybody's hands are different. Everybody's tastes are different. I think the Surgeons are a better glove overall. More R&D, more development, specific, intentional designs than every other glove out there. Check these out at your local store. If you've got a teammate who's got them, or you see a guy you're playing with after the game, say, dude, can I check out your gloves? Because you need to put them on, you need to feel them. So check them out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next video. Hey guys, thanks for watching my video. If you want to see more, click the video that's playing in the upper right of this screen. Click subscribe, click like. Go check me out on Instagram, RedStarLax. And be excellent to each other.